What is up, everyone? It is Ethan, the Texas Railfan, back with another video. And in today's video, we have another compilation, a weekly compilation of Railfanning the Austin and Glidden subs. And last week was kind of crazy, considering that more rare things came on the line, both southbound and northbound. So, the first clip that you're seeing in the background is a northbound UP manifest to I don't know the number. All I know is that it had a ton of auto racks. Could have been MLDBZ or one of the Meg BZ trains, or as some of my friends call it, Megan. I don't know why, but it is really funny. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you the reason I was out in New Braunfels. Well, the reason is because BNSF 789, which is a fake bonnet, was leading BNSF VALT SNT 4-28A. And I know, butt ton of a symbol. Also, really quick, I want to give a shout out to the Texas Tracks Network Discord. They have helped me a lot when catching rare things, and I'm glad that I can provide that information to other people. I really can't do this without them. They have been a super big help. But anyway, shout out to y'all. Let's get back to the video now. Anyway, the first train I got before seeing VALT SNT 4-28A, I know I don't have to say the entire symbol, I just like doing it, but the first one I got before that was a UP grain led by all EMDs. Let's just say, EMD trios like this are constantly getting harder to find, especially the SD70M in the back. And although it was elephant style, I can't be mad about that. For being almost 10 p.m., I had to at least make sure I got this. And since it was already in San Marcos by the time I was literally near San Marcos, I knew I had to book it to New Braunfels and catch this thing. But of course, that northbound UP manifest had to slow it down, so I really didn't have to panic much. So in my opinion, the DPU was not that special. It was just a Jevo. And if you guys know my channel at this point, you know I don't hate Jevos, they're just mid. And obviously the flare just made it look so bad. But honestly, it was nighttime, what do you expect? But I've gotten some advice on how to clean that, and boom, the videos will be better at night. But anyway, after a good 2 hours of waiting, we finally got VALT SNT with 789 leading. I got a 4-tap. One of them probably was because people were not noticing that the train was coming through, but the second one I knew was for me because they were like right in front of me and they could easily see me. So, shout out to the BNSF crew that was driving. Honestly, out of my experience at BNSF crews, they haven't been the friendliest, but I can't blame them. So, let's check out the shot. And also, while I was taking the shot, I accidentally stepped in an ant pile, and I got swarmed by ants, which I'm heavily allergic. But anyway, let's check it out. Yeah, I think the shot turned out well, to be honest. Besides the whole, getting bit by ants thing, there were a lot of ants that swarmed up my leg. So let's just say the highest crawlers went to my actual knee. But I'm okay, I'm alive and well. Obviously, ant bites are not deadly to me. They're just... Why am I talking about allergies? This is a train channel. Anyway, after we got VALT SNT 4-28A, we went home because it was around 11:30 p.m. And my phone was also really dead, so I didn't have enough battery to film, but I'm glad that it made the entire train, because it was going really freaking slow. I don't know what train this is, but it was led by a rebuild AC 6000 leader. I'm guessing it was MLDBZ or Meg BZC. Correct me if I'm wrong. I came out just to do a signal check, because obviously I'm a signal filmer and I need signals everywhere I go. So, I did the signal check, and it was green, and then less than 5 minutes later, I see the headlight come around the corner, and my friend showed up just in time. Like, he literally showed up right when the gates were about to go down. Anyway, let's roll the clip, because obviously I need to shut up. I also don't know why my tripod, continuously tried to tilt towards the sky. I guess it was just really attracted to the sky, apparently, but I got it to stay down. It was also very windy, which could explain it, too. After that, I decided to not go out for anything else, but the next day I would be out for Texas Eagle 22, 2.5 hours late because Amtrak was being Amtrak, led by 63 and 53. I'm really glad 53 broke. Its horn sucks. And at the same time, my Action 5 Pro was also filming. It was on one of the little leg connectors on my tripod, so here's a video of that, and a little blooper at the end that I'll put in my next Railfanning bloopers. I was legit just trying to grab it. The next one I'd get would be joined by train sightings, when we caught a rock train heading northbound led by an AC-44. So, I haven't seen a rock train in a bit, but this one was definitely weird. When you see the photos, you'll definitely see why I say weird, considering I thought it would be a good idea to get a ground shot as a photo. Alright, let's get on to the photos now. Wait, what is that? Oh, what the heck? Now with my newfound knowledge of a NSET-44 leading Meg BZB, I headed out to see Amtrak Texas Eagle 21 led by 55. And I don't know what was going on with the horn, but it seriously had some voice cracks. Anyway, aside 55 hitting puberty early, the next train we would get would be a UP grain that was stopped in Kyle waiting for 21. Now, because I am Ethan the Texas Railfan, grains don't really amuse me. It was led by a Gevo and an Ace. Typical power on grains, usually. Normally it's just Gevos, but lately there have been more Aces on grains, so I call that normal now. Let's check out the video. Also, by the way, I don't think this engineer knew how to do crossing sequences, but anyway. Finally, after a good hour, the train we've been looking for, NS3612 on Meg BZB, finally showed up. So let's check out the video of that. No horn show, but come on. I can't blame the crews for that. They don't have to give a horn show if they don't want to. Now you're probably wondering,
Ethan, how did a random NS locomotive get in Eagle Pass?
well, according to Tex-Mex Rails and others in the Texas Tracks Network Discord, it is ISHEGR, which was what 3612 was leading, on its way southwest. I don't know where it went, but it went to Eagle Pass and it went on Meg BZB. I'm really grateful that I got an NS leading, because it had been a while since an NS has touched my side of the Texas lines. Sadly, I couldn't take any photos on my camera because it was too dark, and my camera sucks at taking pictures and videos in the dark. So I'm just gonna roll the photos of the other trains I took. Now, ignore the ground shot on the rock train.